as time flies by, you'll open up your eyes wide. You feel it's gonna go your way. Hey, hey, it's a brand new day. Hey, hey, hey.
We are at we are at we are at Let the music get to your heart. Let it set you on your way. No time to hesitate. We are all the same. So much trouble tearing us apart. Poison arrows shoot straight to your heart. We can change if we try. Just believe it's worth your time. We are at we are at
Excited to be once again back with the lovely Lynn Fisher, our Marbella expert on golf. Where to play, who to play with, and who not to play with, more importantly. Lynn, lovely to see you.
Lovely to see you, Nicole, on a lovely sunny day still in September. Here we are.
I know, but it's September. That is amazing.
September already. Where did it go?
Where did it go? Playing golf or playing golf?
Well, yeah. Well, August is not usually a time for playing golf, but I think the courses have been reasonably busy this August because of the pandemic, and I think they've made the most of the time.
I do too. I think after being locked down, even if it means going to play at 8 in the morning, it's worth it. My dad always used to play early. Lynn, we've come today to the Los Naranjos Golf Club,
Yeah.
and your enthusiasm about it tickles me fancy, because why? What's so special about the Los Naranjos Golf Club and Ken? Because you speak so highly of him.
I do. Well, let's start off with Los Naranjos itself. Los Naranjos Golf, for a golfer, it's very, very pleasant to walk. It's a beautiful walking course. It's a great design, which Ken will obviously tell you about later. But it's one of the courses that's one of the original in the good old Marbella Golf Valley. It's a nucleus of the golf that created the Costa del Golf, and that's why we're here today. And as for Ken, well, as long as he's been here, I've known him. He'll tell you how long he's been here and why he was here. And I look forward to hearing what he has to say about Los Naranjos in the new position that he has here.
Oh, fabulous. Well, it's lovely to be here. I've come here quite a few times to eat. Ken, lovely to meet you.
Likewise, Nicole and Lynn, always a pleasure.
So what is your story, Ken? Where did you hail from originally? Let's start with your basic beginnings.
London.
Oh, so you're a London boy?
Yes, yes.
East End London or South London?
Edge of Essex, London.
Wonderful.
So geographically Essex, but not quite an Essex lad.
Yeah, I was going to say, well, how do you relate to The Only Way is Essex and all these Marb shows that are out
Well,
there?
it's filmed in my hometown in Brentwood, and as soon as I came out to Marbella, they started doing shows in Marbella. That's coincidence and nothing to do with me, let me tell you.
Well, golf is a far cry from what they get up to. How did you come to be associated here with Los Naranjos?
Well, I've been involved in the golf business for as long as I've been involved and been here in Spain, which is now 8 years in 2 weeks' time.
Congratulations, enhorabuena.
Thank you. But when I was back in the UK, my business was always involved in interior design and commercial office interiors. Had no involvement in golf at all, other than I played an awful lot. When I came out to Spain, for one reason or another, good reasons, by the way, I wasn't one of these guys that leave Gatwick as a postman and turn up as a golf director or something like that. So I came out here and I helped to run a golf academy at Alarin El Grande, Alarin Golf Club, and then went on from there to working for a tour called the Gecko Tour, which is the only tour in the winter in Europe that was at the time accommodating the young developing professionals and elite amateurs that were out there needing some place to play in the winter time. And I subsequently, to cut a long story short, bought the thing, which is a wonderful thing to do because I get involved with seeing the development of these young kids. They come on our tour and then they go on to big and better things. Give you a quick and good example. We had one guy who played on the Gecko Tour and won in 2012 in my first year, and 2 years later he's on the winning Ryder Cup side.
Must make you feel very proud. It's very satisfying to do something that helps launch a youngster for their future.
It's incredible, and you see, for example, there's down at the Valderrama event this weekend, one of our young players won as an amateur 2 years ago at Atalaya on the Gecko Tour, and there he is competing at the top of the leaderboard. It's Sami Välimäki from Finland at the very highest level of the game. So it's very, very, it gives you a wonderful warm feeling. It's a financial disaster, let me tell you, because golf needs sponsorship, whether it's at a professional level, local level. It just needs the business community to come and rally round to make it work. It doesn't really here in Spain, unfortunately, and certainly in this current climate.
I think if you build it, they will come. Sometimes new ideas just take time to catch on, and we are actually concentrating this year in our United Nationalities of Marbella Summit on getting local businesses involved with giving business opportunities to our kids, getting them more involved with the charities that need so much help now, and again with Lynn to get golf more to the forefront of our community, as it used to be so largely based on our golf infrastructure, not just on our beaches.
Exactly, and that as we come on to continue the story in the loop for me, I was approached by the owners of Los Naranjos back in December, and they wanted to change the ethos of the club. They wanted to make it more of a members club and less green fees, which would mean increasing the level of service, etc., and what you give to your members. And a really interesting project, and it's probably the only project that I would have done outside of doing my own thing. So I just said, yes, let's do it. And my first week ended with us going into lockdown, which is quite interesting. So it was quite a baptism of fire. And of course, the first question I say to the owners, I said, I'm kind of guessing it's last in, first out. Fortunately enough, they turned around and said to me, Ken, we need you now more than ever, because we've got to build for the future. And going back to what you were saying about, and what I was saying as well about youth development, we want to create not something as a rich person's playground. We want to create something which is so much more inclusive. Get junior golf back in place. Get ladies golf to the fore. Because
There's a lot of us ladies out there with not a lot to do.
that I don't believe. But the demographic of golf club members coming to Marbella is changing, and it's changing dramatically, and it's changing very quickly because of this COVID scenario that we're in.
Well, I have to say, for years I've been pushing #BetterTogether. My whole program is behind the scenes. As a community, if we support each other, Marbella is our business. It's our business because we live off it, but it's our business because we need to get involved. I couldn't support your initiative more. So, suggestions to our local youngsters. What are you inviting them to do, Ken?
Well, I think let's start off with how I think that demographic is changing, because that's really quite important. Historically, certainly the expats from either UK, Sweden, Scandinavia, wherever they come from, are generally people who have retired, come down here, use their pensions and savings or whatever, buy a property, play golf, live out their idyllic retirement playing golf on the Costa del Sol. That's changing, and it's changing because the world is not quite as a friendlier place as it once was, and Marbella is seen as a safe haven for a lot of people. Of course, you have the weather, you have the beaches, you have the mountain scenery around you, but that safe haven is never more to the fore now when we look at this COVID scenario. We're in our own little bubble, and I'm seeing a lot of people who are certainly people who would have joined clubs like Los Naranjos, very high net worth individuals. They're not necessarily looking at the next million, the next million, the next million. They're looking at quality of life for them and their families. And what we're trying to do is try and change that scenario of individual membership or family membership, husband and wife. It's to get the families together, because businessmen have got a great hub in Malaga. They can get anywhere they like. COVID has taught us how to use Zoom. Online is the way to go when it comes to running your own business. We have some great schools down here on the coast. Of course, they cost a lot of money, but we still have those great schools. So it is an area where younger people are coming to the fore, and they're younger people who are looking to have flexibility in the way they live and work and play. And we have to, as golf clubs, the whole way along the coast, we've got to adjust to those. If you don't adjust, you're out the door, you're gone.
I'm so happy I'm filming you, because one of the incentives in our community is, for example, when I was a kid, my dad's a golf fanatic, and I grew up with him going to the driving range and he'd go and play golf, but then we would have the discos and things for the young members, and it kept us very busy between one thing and another, and yet we don't seem to have any golf clubs here that cater to the kids of, and I think there's certainly an opening for a golf club that really does open up to more than just mum and dad and what they want, but also catering to the kids, encouraging them to play golf, giving them facilities to hang out here in an environment that's suitable and appropriate.
Do you know what? It's never more is that the truth than now. And kids are driving those decisions of their parents so much more, because, as I say, it's not the retired people that are coming down all the time now. These are real business people that want to have a life, and you've got to cater for these kids. Long gone are the days when you're not allowed to have kids on the golf courses. Golf is singularly the best lesson in life that any youngster could ever have. I remember my mother or father used to drop me off at the golf club at 8 in the morning or 7:30 or whatever it was, and they'd pick me up when it was dark every day through the summer holiday, and you're there with your buddies. Yes, of course you got into trouble. Yes, of course you had to be towed into line from time, but the lessons you learn are incredible.
And if we want our golf clubs to survive, we have to make new golfers. I mean, it just stands to reason. If you don't train them and get them involved and encourage them to play, everyone who does play is just going to die off.
Well,
Go for it.
It's a sad fact of the matter.
I'm looking at Lynn's face. I have to change it because it's like...
I know, because I'm itching to put my two penneth in here.
Go for it, girl.
Only because, and I think I've told you this before, Nicole, when I set up Girls Golf, which would have been 12 years ago now, I was so wanted to encourage young people to play, not just girls, not boys, anybody who wants to play. And you know that, Nicole, because I'm still trying to get you on the golf course, still trying to get you for your lesson.
It's coming.
You've actually got a lesson arranged, but we're going to talk about that later. But back to the children playing. I have always wanted to, and I wouldn't know how to begin to do it, but I would always want to be involved and try to support somehow how children at school, and that's not just here in Spain, this is anywhere, they should learn how to play the game of golf. Not because it's a wealthy man's sport, it's because it's not a wealthy man's sport. It's a sport whereby the rules and regulations give you so many aspects of how to live your life in the future. You learn so many things of honesty, self-respect, respecting others. They learn discipline and how to respect and thank everybody. It's incredible. So I'm with you, Ken.
It really
and
is.
we
And also
really need to try and get this sorted somehow. So we need a team.
Definitely with you, and the healthy aspect of obviously being on a golf course and even on a driving range is a great way to spend some time.
Absolutely.
Ken, there's a lot more to chat about, but how about we grab that buggy and start going around the course and hear a little bit about the peculiarities of this course, why it's special, as well as the other things you've got planned for the family feel.
Fantastic.
Okay.
Let's do that.
Let's do it.
Let the music get to your heart. trouble tearing us apart. Brothers, sisters, one beating heart. We can change if we try. Just believe it's worth your time. One, we are at one, we are at one, we are at one, we are at one. We are at one, 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 we are at
Ken, we've just come through the tunnel to T1. That was like coming into a secret garden when you come out under the tunnel
Isn't it
to all
fabulous?
this. It is fabulous, and this view is spectacular.
While La Concha casts its shadow over certainly every hole on this front nine, as you'll see, and pretty much most of our back nine through the other side of the golf course. And it's such an iconic view, and it's used in many, many publications. And golfers, when they walk through that tunnel for the first time, it's like walking out at Wembley. That's the only way I can use a different...
A great analogy, yes. When you come to play at this course, what are the things like, for example, is it an easy course? Is it a challenging course? Or is it like one that's got a little bit of everything for everyone?
Well, the single thing about this golf course, which I think is so important, is number one, it's designed by a guy called Robert Trent Jones. That's Robert Trent Jones Senior. He's designed golf courses throughout the world, and some of the most famous golf courses you can ever imagine. And we're fortunate enough to have his stamp on here. And the majority of the holes have his trademark golfing secrets, whereas from every tee you can see a vision of the hole, and you can map it out in your mind how you play it. There's no tricks. The great thing about this from a holiday perspective, and any perspective, is it's a walkable golf course. There's nothing worse than having to have a buggy. A buggy's lovely in the warm August or early September sun, but you want to walk, you want to get some exercise together. But having the shadow of La Concha over you all the time, it's a great feeling. And of course, remember, we're in the heart of Nueva Andalucía, Marbella, and it's just a beautiful little place.
Undoubtedly, I can't wait to see more. Let's continue. Lynn, you ready?
We're going.
Got a really nice buggy too. Very cool, very cool. Buenos dias.
Let the music get to your heart. Let it set you on your way. No time to hesitate. We are all the same.
It's like being in Africa.
So much trouble tearing us apart. Poison arrows shoot straight to your heart. We can change if we try. Just believe it's worth your time. One, we are at one, we are at one,
do. Please do. We'll have a game sometime. Take care. God bless.
On your way, no need to hesitate. Time to make a change. There'll be no trouble tearing us apart. Brothers, sisters, one beating heart. We can change if we try. Just believe it's worth your time. One, we are at one, we are at one, we are at one, we are at one.
Hey, hey.
When I'm the designated driver, I think it's only fair that I get to choose a zero-hero venue that rewards me with free soft drinks. My friends all get to choose and booze, and they feel safe going home with me. Make sure that you get your reward for being the designated driver. Why pay if you don't have to?
Hello guys, welcome to Harbour. All the designated drivers are welcome here to the Harbour. And we are very proud to be a Zero Hero partner.
Judy likes to consider herself a clever young woman, which is why she thought very carefully before choosing her insurance company. Now that she needs it, she's jolly glad she chose Linear Director, as it looks as if she might have something better to do. Why don't you be clever, like Judy? Call Linear Director on 952 14 78 34 and see which policy is best for you.
Hi guys, Ross here from Hogan Stand. Proud to be a member of the Zero Hero campaign. And we recommend everybody. Nobody drives drinking. Everybody who drives a car doesn't have any alcohol in their system, and we're proud to sponsor the Zero Hero program.
We here at the Boardwalk are partners of Zero Hero, helping to keep our communities road safe. If you're out with friends and drinking, please come along and collect your free drinks as part of the Zero Hero package.
G.I.R.L. is happy to be Zero Hero partner.
Ken, I can't tell you how much I've enjoyed going around the golf course. It's spectacular. So congratulations on that. Not surprised it's such a well-known course.
It's fantastic, and thank you for coming along. I hope you have enjoyed it. You might have noticed in the footage that there's no one here because of COVID conditions and the number of staff that we have. The golf course is closed on Mondays, but come back another day and you'll have hundreds of people whizzing around. But to do what you're trying to do today, this is great.
I have to say,
freedom of movement everywhere.
It's perfect. A VIP tour of a closed golf club such as Los Naranjos. I feel very privileged. Do you have to be a member to come here, Ken?
No, not at all. Not at all. The business model for the club is currently, we probably get 70 to 80% of our revenue comes through green fees. In time, we'd like to maybe change that to increase our membership and shareholding and reduce our reliance upon green fees. Because as every other golf club will tell you on the coast right now, those clubs that are defined and rely upon green fees, tough times are here, and tough times are going to be here for a long time. Those clubs which have a base of memberships and shareholding have got a base with which they have annual fees coming in, and that really is the way forward for a lot of clubs. But to do that, you have to offer incredible service. Of course it's wonderful to see beautiful views, La Concha, a beautiful clubhouse, a beautiful golf course, but you've got to add into that personal service that members need. It's not inexpensive to join golf clubs down here in the Costa del Sol, and here it's very expensive, I don't mind saying. So you've got to give something back to those members that have trusted you with their pounds, shillings and pence, or euros and cents. And that's all about giving value. I spoke to you earlier about the family memberships to bring people together, make it work. That for me is vital. Getting juniors involved, because juniors are the way in which people who spend the money make their choices. Give the place for little Johnny and little Katie or whatever to have fun, introduce them to golf. And this is one of the only clubs down here on the coast which has got the potential to change the infrastructure here. Look over my right shoulder here. You've got a clubhouse. Can you imagine if you go up another tier there? Go across here. Can you imagine paddle courts, swimming pool?
We're in. Make
You're
it
in.
happen, because that's how I grew up.
What, is there
Golf, paddle, tennis, and a nice community atmosphere and a safe atmosphere, which made me grow up to such a wonderful person I am today.
Well, you build it, they will come. Never more is that saying truer than at Los Naranjos. So you don't have to be a member, but we're avidly increasing our attitude to making memberships work here.
Thank you so much for looking out to our resident community. Finally, we're on the map. Ken, thank you so much. Best of luck. I know everything is going to go really well, and I look forward to coming back for our next chat.
You're welcome.
Lynn, once again, thank you so much. I've had a blast, and they say this is working. Very lucky to do what I do, but Lady Golf, you're also pretty lucky.
They are. In fact, we're all very lucky to be here, and we have to work together so we can all continue to be happy together here and get back on the golf course. And we hope to be welcoming you on the golf course soon, Nicole. Thank you again for a lovely day together.
I'm definitely going to start playing, and I'm looking forward to see which club you're going to take us to next time. Golf on the Costa, ladies golf, kids golf. Everyone, please start playing golf.
Bye, Nicole.